VILMA Live in LA, Episode 6.
GFN Global Filipino Network.
Welcome to VILMA Live in LA. Good Patoy. Sunmin Balak. Yes, we are celebrating Chinese New Year. I'm so happy. Yeah. Why am I so connected to Chinese New Year? Because I grew up in Hong Kong. I also grew up in Okinawa, Japan. So, yeah, I'm so multicultural. Well, anyway, welcome again to VILMA Live in LA right here on the GFN channel. And tonight, yes, so exciting! We have Rollin Jewett, and he is a multi-awardee, just an amazing personality. Yeah, he's done everything. So we're gonna have him on the show in a bit. We also have Maria Cordero with the Fun Questions, plus Con Signal as well, who's the International Event Director, and the Power Dreamers, Asia's Power Dreamers. We've got Carmela, Eliz, and Anthony Estrada right here, all of them on VILMA Live in LA. And of course, all of you joining me. So let's keep that chat going because you guys, it's a whole lot of fun reading all the messages, okay? So here we go with VILMA Live in LA. Lovely and beautiful and sweet Miss Vicky Rivera.
Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer.
Happy birthday, Alejandro. Thank you for always being there on VILMA Live in LA. Rollin Jewett coming up.
As I watched you walk my way, I was sure you'd walk right past. When you put your hand in mine, I felt 1,000 volts in me. This is someone else's dream. I don't have this kind of luck. Tell me that you're
Welcome to VILMA Live in LA, and this evening we are actually zooming over to North Carolina, and we have this amazing personality. Yep, so he is a screenwriter, a singer-songwriter, also an author, a playwright, a poet, and an actor. So we would like to welcome Rollin Jewett on the show. Yay, Rollin!
Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, Vilma. I
Yeah.
appreciate you asking me.
Yes, yeah, I am so honored. I was reading through, everything about you, and my goodness, you're a very well-rounded artist. And you used to live in LA, so talk about LA.
Okay. Well, I grew up in South Florida, first of all. I grew up in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and spent some time in northern Florida at Florida State University, where I was a theater major. I had done some drama and some acting in high school, and then decided that my major would be theater. So I went to Florida State University. And when I was finished there, I moved back down to Miami and got my start in acting and mostly doing plays, but I also did some film down there. I worked on The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. Had a small role in that. Did Unsolved Mysteries, Miami Vice back in the day. Quite a few commercials and industrial films as well. And then when I got my Screen Actors Guild card, I thought it was time to move out to Los Angeles.
Oh,
So I was about 30 years old at that point. I moved out to Sherman Oaks and started auditioning and sort of didn't really have a whole lot of luck in Los Angeles. I had had more luck in Miami as
mm,
an actor.
mm.
So, but I had always been a writer as well and
Oh,
had a couple of scripts with me and started to peddle those scripts around to people that I had met in Los Angeles. Just being in the city itself, you meet so many people, as you know.
right.
I always had a script with me that I had written, and I was just handing them out to people left and right, And I got a couple of scripts made. One of them was called American Vampire, which was Carmen Electra's first film. Adam West was in that as well. And then I got another movie made called Laws of Deception, which was sort of a thriller, mafia type of plot. And I had C. Thomas Howell and Brian Austin Green, James Russo. So I was doing that and decided to get married soon after that and moved away from Los Angeles and moved to Arizona for a while. And now I'm in North Carolina and doing mostly music as well as some other types of writing like short stories and poetry and plays and that kind of thing.
Yes. So I also saw that you have 10 nominations, the Red Carpet Music Awards. So you've got the Male Original Country Rock Song, the Male Original Country Song of the Year, and my goodness, it's a whole list over here in Holland. So uh, let's talk about that one.
All right. Well, it's a new award group. I think it's only been around for about 2 years, but I online I had heard about them, and everybody had been talking about them for the last year or so, and I thought, oh, I'd love to get involved in that. I hadn't heard of them, so I had sent them some submissions, and they nominated me for all those different categories because I do all kinds of different music. I do pop music. My latest song is a pop song. I pretty much had done in the past mostly country and some Americana and alternative, but I'm moving more into kind of like a more upbeat sound. And I'm partnering with a friend out in Los Angeles who lives in Calabasas, my good friend Andy Falk, who we went to Florida State together years and years ago and had always wanted to work together. And just through Facebook, we hooked up again and started doing music again. So
Rating again.
now we're doing some pop songs together, which is kind of fun and not my usual wheelhouse. So, but I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. So your latest single, would that be Electricity?
It is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more of a upbeat, poppy type of thing, and it's not what I usually do, but I had a lot of fun writing that, and Andy did some great music behind it. He pretty much does the production end of it.
Yeah.
He's a multi-instrumentalist. He does the keyboards, the guitar, the drums, and then he can pretty much do anything. And I supply the vocals and write the songs pretty much, and it works out really well between us.
Yeah. So your process in songwriting, like Electricity, for example, um, what did you come up with the lyrics first, or the melody guide, or the chord guide?
For that particular song, I think it was mostly just playing around with chords and then humming, trying to come up with a melody because I'm really into melody. That's my thing. And then trying to put the words to the melody and make the song have some life to it and have kind of a direction of where I'm going. And once the electricity theme came along, it became a lot easier as far as what direction I wanted to take with it. And just the electrical connection between men and women or whoever, a intimate connection that people have with one another when they first meet. Might be love at first sight, or it might be something that happens over time. But there is that electrical feeling that people get, I think, when romance is in the air.
You're
So
right.
that's kind of what the song is about.
There's that vibration, there's that electricity. As they always say, it's electrifying.
Like John Travolta in Grease, right?
Yeah, so you have a picture with John Travolta. I saw that.
Yeah. I worked on a movie called Chains of Gold with John, and he was a great guy. We worked on it for a month. I was his stand-in, believe it or not. He's about an inch taller than me, but our faces and our coloring was enough alike that in Miami, I was one of the few people doing stand-in work for celebrities like Travolta. I was also Robert De Niro's stand-in on Cape Fear. So I got to be on sets with some, pretty interesting and talented people. And years later, probably about 5 years later, strangely enough, John Travolta's brother directed a movie that I wrote called Laws of Deception. So the Travolta brothers and I kind of go way back, and I'm still in touch with Joey Travolta, who's John's brother,
Yes.
and they're just great guys. Love them both.
Yes, that's great. So of all the things that you've done, screenwriter and singer-songwriter, author, playwright, which one is closest to your heart?
Well, even though I don't do it anymore, acting was my first love. I always wanted to be an actor. I always liked creating characters, the psychology, the whole idea of plots and interaction with people and the audience connection as well. Because as you know, being on stage, there's an electrical connection again with your audience when you're on stage and you can feel it. And there's nothing like that feeling performing as a musician or a singer or entertainment. Once you've gotten that rush, it's hard to forget. It's hard to let go of.
I totally.
So, in high school, that was it for me. I got on stage and I felt the connection, and I said, "Wow, I want to do this forever." And I did do it for quite some time. But it comes a time when you have to start thinking about other things and family and marriage and all that stuff. So I sort of gave up the whole acting part of it because it was a little bit too challenging and time consuming and not a lot of support that you get there financially. You're either struggling or you're making it. And I was struggling, as an actor. So I transferred over, transitioned to, doing other things. So that was my first love, and I missed that probably more than anything. But I get to act through my writing, which
Yeah.
is a blessing. I write plays. I had a play that opened up the beginning of last year in New York, and that was very exciting. And to see other people speak the words that I've written and create the characters that I've created on paper, there's a thrill in that as well. So I think writing and that stuff is
So
great.
that play that you're talking about in New York, what's the name of that play? May I ask?
That was called The Big Dream.
The Big Dream. And
Big
how?
Dream. And really it was about my life as an actor
Oh,
and chasing the big dream, the fame, the money, the respect, the artistic rewards that you get from doing that. So was about that whole part of my life as an actor.
Yeah. So the play, did it include like music that you've written as well? And or
No, that didn't have any music. I would love to write a musical someday. That would be a great challenge for me, and I've thought about it many times. I just haven't thought of the right plot for it. But yeah, no, that was just a straight play, just just all words and actors. But it had quite a big cast. It had probably about 15 people in the cast, and my director Jay Michaels did a wonderful job with it. It was very well received.
yeah, wow. So after that, what's next for your project? I mean, I know there's just so much right now, but everything's kind of on hold, but then at the same time, people in the arts industry keep, developing projects. So what's in store for you?
Well, I've submitted some plays to a group in New York that is very receptive to my work, and I'm hoping that I will have another play this year in New York. So that's always something that I'm doing, always writing new plays, and I'm always creating new music. I have some screenplays out there as well that I'm trying to get made. There's just I always have to have something going on. So the music is a big part of it, and that's something that I can do myself with my friend Andy,
In
which
Calabasas.
is really a great thing. I don't need anybody else. You know, I don't need a stage. I don't need directors and actors to do that. All I need is my microphone, my guitar, and the connection between my friend in Los Angeles. So I'm focusing a lot on that these days as well.
I hear you. When I do music production, sometimes there's one song, it's entirely me. I do every I produce, mix and master, and there's one where just my brother and I, and yeah. But I totally get you because it's something that you love and you can continue doing it. It's
Mhm.
you. You can express anything you want.
Right. And that's the thing about writing with me. I mean, I used to be an actor. I was a model way back when, but it's really the writing that keeps me going now. And I write, as you said, all different types of things. And it's really the story that dictates what form it's going to take. So if I get an idea for something, I know instinctively, oh, that's going to be a good poem, or that works as a song, or that should be a short play because it's not going to sustain a screenplay or a movie. So the ideas that come to me, in specific ways that they want to be expressed. So I feel like I'm a conduit for them. Um, they come through me. I don't necessarily, decide what to write. They tell me what they want, that they're ready to be written.
I agree with you. I tell people the same thing. We are merely conduits. It's up there, out there in the universe. And when you're ready, when I'm ready, it'll it'll funnel through. That
Exactly.
comes from here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I always have like 10 different ideas that are just sort of tucked away. And when I'm finished with something, I say, well, what should I do next? So it's easy for me to continue to produce material because I have such a vivid imagination and an active idea of what I want to put out there,
It's
and a list of things already.
never ending, infinite, like the universe. Okay, so Rollin,
Exactly.
these are like fun questions that I like to ask, just so we can get to know you better. So I'm going to ask you three. Who is your most inspirational person?
Oh boy, I'm inspired by so many different people. I think Robert Redford would be a very inspirational person. He's an activist. He's been an actor. He's been a director. Kevin Costner is inspirational to me. People in the arts, playwrights like Arthur Miller, uh, Shakespeare. I get my inspiration from. I mean, I take it from everywhere. I get inspiration from so many different people out there. Musically, and to the Beatles, I can never get enough of them.
I know.
Led Zeppelin, some country artists like Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard. I just have way too many influences, I think, the people that I respect and admire, that I get inspiration from.
That's a good thing.
Tough question for a guy like me, especially.
So this one, what is your favorite quote? Like you always say all the time.
You got some good questions here. You're stumping me.
It's all good. Because it brings out you.
Well, never miss a chance to be kind. That would be something that I would like to, see more of, kindness out there.
Yes.
So,
One of my favorites is have courage and be kind.
and don't give up on your dreams either. That's another one.
Don't give up on your dreams. Keep going.
There's so many people out there that, they really need to think about that and realize that they keep moving forward, you're going to get there. You're going to get somewhere.
This is one of the reasons why I do this, because it inspires a lot of people out there that, oh, this so and so was able to do this and had this challenge, but pulled through. So I continue, to be able to give people, what's that? Just a dream that they can keep going. Okay, so finally, one word that describes you. What do you think?
Oh boy. Crazy.
Crazy, good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess multi-talented. I mean, that sounds egotistical, but I imaginative. Maybe is even a better word. I have always had this imagination that's been my saving grace my whole life. Is when life gets me down, I can go into this place where I can create something. It's like your own world, when you're writing a screenplay, you're creating an entire world. When you're writing a script or a play or even a short story or a song, you're going to some place that's in your mind, and it's just a wonderful thing to be able to do, to be able to rely on yourself for your own strength and courage.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so where can they contact you? Let's give them your website.
Okay, it's rollinjewett.com, and it's a work in progress, always a work in progress, because I always have something going on, and I'm constantly adding to it, and it really, really needs to be updated at this point. So rollinjewett.com, and you can also find me, my books, my stories are on Amazon.com. Just look at my name on Amazon. My music is everywhere. It's on every major platform, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, you name it. You can always find it. Just Google my name and you'll find a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. You popped up right away when I Googled you. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and more success to your future endeavors.
Vilma, thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Really appreciate you having me and spending the time talking to me about my life. Thank you so much.
As I watched you walk my way, I was sure you'd walk right past. When you put your hand in mine, I felt 1,000 volts in me. This is someone else's dream. I don't have this kind of luck. Tell me that you're not unreal. Tell me what you see. You say that I know, you know, we know what we can be. It is a chance, we made no plans, but I can feel our electricity. If I wished 1,000 times, I could not have thought of this. Brace yourself and close your eyes, we're headed for a kiss. electricity. Benjamin Franklin never knew when he felt that lightning burst. History has lied to me. Benjamin wasn't first. I'm saying I know, you know, we know what we can be. It isn't chance, we made no plans, but I can feel our electricity. I know, you know, we know what we can be. It isn't chance, we made no plan, but I can feel our electricity.
And we have our Valentine's presentation next week. Yep, a whole lot of singing, a whole lot of music just for you. Check out the guests that are coming right now. Coming up on Vilma Live in LA, featured guests. Check them out. And thank you so much for being with me on Vilma Live in LA. And as always, you guys are the best. I'm going to be back next week with more. And it is our Valentine's presentation. In the meantime, you guys stay safe and, have courage, be kind, and just spread love and joy and be happy. So from my heart to yours, it's a whole lot of bing.